Hey guys, welcome to not a 1v1 live commentary, but this is going to be kind of, not a tutorial, but just like a how-to sort of thing. Hopefully helpful to people. This is also going to be a 2-for-1, so we're first going to show you how to hold off like any sort of early Protoss cheese. It's just a very effective build for holding off Protoss cheese. Because what my opponent's going to do is he's going to can rush and proxy gate me, and well, all you do to counter that sort of build is you go 12 gate, chrono either your first and second zealot or just your second zealot, and then chrono at least a stalker or mothership core. And if there's no pressure hitting you, then you move out with those 4 units. And if there is this sort of proxy pressure, then you just use those units and you keep making more to defend. One gas, this is not a double gas opening. But you see, I actually start the first zealot before the cyber core comes out. So here he's got a zealot. I put a pylon here, which lets me spot this. I'm going to start my stalker and then my mothership core. And see, we're just dancing around with zealots. Gotta micro them back. Yep. It's important to not let your zealots die. Like, you're defending, so just always pull it back when it gets in the red, so you'll recharge shields. He's trying to be aggressive, so it's much harder for him to do that. Then here come the cannons, but I've already got a stalker coming up, and these zealots that would normally be able to put on pressure can't do anything to me. And this build also effective against proxy 2 gate. It shuts down this sort of can shenanigans even harder. So I was starting to really float minerals, so I threw down 3 gateways. I really want to get some tech down like a robo, but since I haven't been able to take the second gas because of this cannon, that's not happening. Yep, and as soon as you get overcharge, that basically ends whatever he's doing. And then I decided to be a troll. A complete and utter troll. I should have started a gas instead of trash talking. So we're just gonna speed through this. You would think that I'd be in an easily winnable position, but he actually had a good probe count. Let's see. Let's see if we can get units up here. So he's actually keeping up with me in probes, has an expo down sooner, and has all these macro cannons that's actually gonna stop me from being able to instantly kill him. So he's in a much better position than I originally thought. Like, he's actually ahead in probes right now. Like, he has no units, but I didn't get a warp prism, which I could have, which is probably what I should have done in retrospect. I should have just gotten a warp prism. I got a robo. I just didn't, like, I thought of it, I just didn't feel like it. I didn't want to cut immortal production, so I just kept making immortals. But if I had made a warp prism, the game would have ended right here. There's no... Okay, so... Mass Voidray, difficult thing to hold off. And we'll see me do it wrong first, and then I'll talk about doing it correctly. He's getting charged, which is smart. It's the way you do, good that I recalled there. But I cut down on his Voidray production, but, I mean, Stalker's not that great. Not that great. I finally have more probes than him, but I don't have third base, so. And right here, you see what I'm doing? I have observer, pylon, like I'm covering all of this area of the map, which makes it very hard for him to move or do anything without me seeing, which makes this third much more secure. It also helps that I have my army sort of in between my third and natural. So I see him coming in, and if we look at my composition, I only have a couple of zealots, and I have a whole bunch of stalkers. Now, this number of stalkers can easily focus fire this number of Voidrays, but the problem is I'm trying to focus fire, but you see how my stalkers just keep wanting to run around or hit the zealots, and he's able to just focus fire at will. All his zealots, even though they melted, made it so I couldn't focus fire effectively. Even though I had Archons, which were what I needed, this lack of zealots was not helping me out. So that really sucked. I throw my 3 immortals here just to stop me from not dying, because I don't have anything to stop Voidrays right now. if he had gone for a base trade, he probably would have been able to win. So yeah, this just didn't go well. Luckily, this the DT is probably really distracting him. Probably should have sent the DT over here to try and deny that base. Oh, that's why that probe died. I didn't realize he had charge at the time. And I was confused why I never got my pylon down here, because probes are faster than zealots. Okay. So now, I was like, okay, now I know what to do. And it's basically the exact same thing that I was trying to do before, but instead of heavy stalkers, Archons are going to deal really well with Voidrays. So I'm just going to keep making DTs for the most part, keep making Archons, and then a whole bunch of Zealots. I went up to, I believe, 8 gateways. And 8 gateways was sufficient. Like, he has 13 or 16, or maybe that's just 6. Yeah, he just has 6, yeah. 6 is sufficient for what he's doing, because he has 3 production facilities. But stop making Immortals, and it's just going to be a whole lot of Zealot Archon, because Voidrays cannot touch Archons. And with Stalkers mixed in behind these Zealots, now Stalkers are going to be effective, because they're able to shoot behind this Zealot wall, and his Zealot wall is not going to do anything, especially because I'm getting upgrades and he's cutting upgrades to make more Voidrays. I think, yeah, he got upgrades for his Voidrays, not his ground army, whereas I'm going up to 2-0 for my ground army. But Archons are by far the best choice against Voidrays. Some people like going Archons with High Templar, which, like, if you want to use Storm, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of Storm, just because Voidrays are relatively mobile, and High Templar are basically the most immobile unit Toss has. So I don't like trying to counter a mobile unit with an immobile unit. I mean, they do work, but I just don't like it. I don't like things where if I make a mistake, I lose instantly. I like to have a little leeway. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing I was doing before. Putting down pylons, controlling the side of the map, so you can't take proxy bases without me seeing. I've checked all of these. I should get some more pylons up here, but I mean, they were there before. And one solution if you don't have pylons is just move your whole army there, and that gives you control of the map too. So I actually saw his army moving down, so I knew he wasn't covering this. But yeah, denying his base was good. I didn't really want to take a 4th. I wanted to end this game while we were on 3 base. Didn't really want this to turn into a 40-minute thing. So like, that's a lot of Archons against a lot of Voidrays and carriers, but Archon's gonna be able to rip that apart. And now, just right before moving in, I just gotta get my Zealot wall. Yep, move the Zealots in front, and then you're golden. So now, these Zealots aren't doing anything. None of those Zealots are hitting my Stalkers or Archons, and that's letting me focus fire everything down. I guess I should have here. We'll watch that fight one more time on normal. Back one more. Zealots in front. I mean, that's something you just do all the time, is you want to get your Zealots in front. But even though he had a lot of Voidrays and started moving up to carriers, Archon's too good. Archon's too good. I think my macro is also better than his, but you saw how we actually reset and he got ahead on probes. And then I lost my army and he was actually ahead on army. So even though I also had more stuff than him, I mean, this composition is also better than his. It wouldn't have mattered if he had a little more. I continue in control, but let's just double check the army resource graph. Army, active forces. So yeah, I have like 1k more. Not a huge amount, but my macro is definitely better. He doesn't really have an excuse because he was ahead at one point in the game. Hope that's helpful. Archon's good unit. This is one of, I mean, Archons in PvP are very strong in general because they're good against Immortals, they're good against Colossus to an extent, If there's too many Colossus, they'll just melt away. But Archons with support, especially if you have like a few Immortals to drop on top of the Colossus, or a few Voidrays to focus down the Colossus, Archons become a really good unit. See, I have my reinforcements ready to go here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope that helped. I'll see you next time.